Welcome into a new edition of Chi Time with me, Clara Apollo. This is the home of Qigong on UK Health Radio. And it is also the home of where we discuss your vitality, your natural energy, the various methods that you can employ to help you relax, release, get rid of stress, tension, worries, fears, drop into the now moment to be able to receive the fresh new vitality that is abundant and always there for you to gather. And so it is these methods of Qigong, which are energy cultivation tools, that this comes through for you. But it's a broad range of possibilities here. And those of you who have listened to the show before know that I also love sound meditations and dance and the crystalline energy behind everything that we do, this exquisite, refined, distilled property of being truly uniquely you. And at the time of recording this, it is November 2021, and we are just on the tail end of the metal element season in traditional Chinese medicine. And this is also can be connected with the crystals that grow in the earth and that help to nourish and help us to align and be really clear with our intention. Because right now, if you're here listening to this show, you're being drawn in to the magical properties of crystals because of we have the king of crystals from Glastonbury here. Louis Krieg is with us, and he runs his Stone Age shop there, but so very much more. He is an international creator and producer of high vibrational, sacred jewelry and magical wands. He's also a crystal sound healer and has an academy where there are many people studying this with him, experiencing the power of crystals and sound and intention. He's also a musician and an author. And so it is with a great pleasure and a bit of a thrill that I welcome Louis into Chi Time.
Thank you so much for having me today. I'm right here in this beautiful place outside of Glastonbury. I'm connected to the ley lines, and I'm here today to share with you some of my my experience with crystals, some of my experience in life, and some of my personal techniques on how to keep fit, to keep healthy, to keep focused, to keep alert, and how to keep the chi in your body going, because that is really what it's all about. That constant movement, that constant, what I call challenging situations all the time, putting yourself into new situation, experiencing new stuff. And so hopefully I can really in this next half hour infect you with the crystal virus.
Nice one, Louis. Oh my word. But yeah, but you weren't born with a crystal spoon in your mouth, were you? You were called. I mean, because you're originally from Germany, aren't you? So
Yes, absolutely. Clara, I was born in a very, very, very conservative surrounding, and never anybody would have predicted that I would end up as the Crystal King here in Glastonbury, like 62 years later from my birth. And I've grown up a very, very Christian upbringing. I went to church every week. I was the choir boy. I was singing in the church choir, which was a brilliant thing that actually started me off with singing and with music, and with this experience of glorious, glorious music. Anyway, I very, very soon realized that this was not my path to go, because everybody in that area where I'm born in Germany, they work for the big factories. They donate their life to the factories, and they learn a job, as I learned electronic engineer when I was 15, when I left school. But it just didn't resonate with me, and the whole surrounding didn't resonate with me. So I was very, very soon in my life, I was looking for different different directions to go to. However, there was nothing around that you could go. There was no yoga, there was no alternative scene. Everything was very, very conservative. So anyway, I managed to free myself.
Yes.
literally free myself from the shackles of my upbringing by some daring adventures, and I threw myself into the unknown. I bought me a one-way ticket to Singapore, and I didn't return for 3.5 years, where I started to learn to live with nature. I was living on beaches. I was living from very little. And I was inspired at the time by the book of Siddhartha. I don't know if you know that book.
Siddhartha, of course, of course.
Very,
Story
very
of Buddha.
classic. And this book literally changed my life. When I read that book, I knew that there is some other life out there, and I just needed to go and find it.
Right, so you were following that trajectory of I know there's something more, and you were maybe with that your perception expands and you're looking for clues, aren't you? What are the clues? What is drawing me here? So you went to Singapore, and then where did you go after that?
After that, I went to Thailand, and I ended up in Koh Samui. But I'm talking 35 years ago. A lot of people know this beautiful island, one of the most beautiful islands. And I just fell in love with this place, and I just literally I learned how to live on the beach with nothing. I learned to climb coconut trees. I learned to live from the nature, to collect fruits, and then of course the locals at that time, they were so sweet and helpful, and they were helping me along my path, because of course I was looking so exotic with my blonde hair, and there was no tourists there at the time, 35 years ago. So that was literally my path to learning how to live in the moment. That was it. And to leave all possessions behind, to have nothing but one little bag around my shoulder.
Wow. So was this in the 1970s, 1980s? When was it?
Yeah, it was when I was 24. So I'm born 59, so 70, 80. So just around 85.
Got you. Okay.
And that's when the whole movement of backpacking started.
Yeah, exactly. So
incredible phenomena.
Louis, so much we could talk about. Let's come back to crystals. How did crystals call you in? What was your first experience with them?
Basically, on my travel, I ended up in Canada, and I was initiated by a Native American wise woman, and she put me in a sweat lodge, and she gave me some crystals to hold, and she started drumming, and suddenly I just fell, and I ended up down under the earth, and I could see the crystals growing, and I could see myself in this crystal cave, and suddenly I had a vision of me forging a crystal sword in a crystal cave. And for some reason, this meditation literally awoke this knowledge of crystals inside of me. I hadn't even studied anything. I never heard about quartz crystals apart from them being in a computer chip.
Wow. So
and suddenly it dawned on me that these crystals hold a secret that we have to rediscover. There's so much more to crystals than we can read in the books. And I have actually personally myself learned so much more in the last 2 years by having so much more time to meditate during this lockdown period. Yeah. And I really invested that time to explore crystals on a much, much deeper level.
Wow. I love the fact that you were taken into meditation deep in the earth, because from our perspective of Qigong and Chinese medicine, and the way that metal comes after the earth element and before the water, it is that kind of deep in the earth that these magical crystals are made. And that's where you met them, or they met you. This is where we are. Come and be with us. So can I ask you, for anyone listening, how are crystals made? I mean, they don't just appear, do they? They're in different parts of the world, at different layers of the earth. What do you know about?
It's the most incredible alchemical wonder of our Mother Earth. All these different circumstances that have to come together, from heat, pressure, gases, minerals, just vapors to start with, before they start manifesting into a crystalline shape. And it starts very, very small, and there is no time schedule to it. There's no time for a crystal. A crystal, it can be hundred thousands of years it can take to grow one crystal to its perfect finishing state before it then starts a journey to the surface of the earth, because the crystal is drawn by the light. Just like the seed in the flower, the crystal only comes conscious when it is activated by the light, just like we are. The crystal is a light being, just like the human being is. And when we come out of the womb and the light activates us in the crown chakra and opens the other chakras, that's exactly a very, very similar thing happens when the crystal first time comes out of the earth. And that's when it becomes a conscious healing tool. And that's why I want to also tell you that, you know, a lot of people think we should leave these crystals into the earth and not get them out. I have a totally different
Go on then, Louis, go on.
They love working with us. They grow under the earth. They are medicine, just like plants are medicine. And the crystals are minerals, like mineral medicine, but they have a consciousness. And when we actually really go deep, and when we start to connect with the consciousness of the crystal, that's when the real magic happens.
Wow, thank you. I'm so glad that you brought up that question, because when I first met you, that was one of the questions I asked you, was that about the are we not meant to keep crystals in the earth? And you told me this about that the crystals come up when they're ready to be born. I'm like, what? I'd never heard of that before. So all this mining for crystals, all this unethical harvesting, we want to steer well away from and come into when they present ourselves. So when it's at the surface. So I mean,
that's when you pick and harvest. It's like,
okay.
You see, the earth actually by its movement pushes the crystal upwards. And the unethical part is when humans dig too deep into the earth to get the stone out. They're not waiting for the right time. They're not ready yet. So they dig deep and they hurt the earth, and that's where the unethical part starts. And then of course we don't even want to go to where this blood diamond things and the people that, you know, you see, my crystals all are sourced from miners that I know personally and that I connect to, and that I know that these are people that understand and care for crystals. And that's why, you know, when somebody says to me, is this crystal mined ethnically? I can say that all the crystals that I purchase are purchased from people that care for the crystals, and they care for Mother Earth, and they care for the people around them.
Beautiful, beautiful. And it needs to be so, because crystals hold a memory. They have such an intelligence. And we're going to talk more about that after we've heard a track from Louis, because it's music time here on Chi Time. Louis Krieg is with us here from Glastonbury Stone Age, and we're talking all things crystals, as you can experience. Very exciting here to keep steady and calm. So, you were talking about, you know, there's been time to call into being with ourselves, to being in meditation, and particularly over the last couple of years. And we've got a track to play of yours, and I'd love you to introduce us to it. I'd love you to introduce us to it and tell us what it's about and how it was all evolved for you.
So basically, I'm producing meditation music since well over 10 years, I think 15 years. I have probably 6-8 really, really successful meditation albums out that I play in the shop and I sell online and all that. So, however, during the lockdown period, I had this new a gift came to me, a new gift, and I started to receive words for songs, proper songs. So it's not like chanting like I normally, like Om Namah Shivaya or Hare Hare. It's more proper songs with a message for people. And I started with this song where I actually started with the other song, and that was called I'm Ready. I was meditating, and I had this message that said to me, Louis, if you die tomorrow, what do you want to say to your friends tonight? What is the message you want to share? And that's when I wrote the song I'm Ready, which was the first song that I ever wrote, which is a proper song. And then the next one that came to me was, again during the lockdown, was the song called Within, because I thought it is so important for me to share in my words with people how important it is to go within, because it is within where we can find everything. And it's within that we can find joy and happiness. And only by going within on a regular level, we can connect to our higher self, and we can grow spiritually, and we can really become what we truly are. And that is amazing human beings.
Every day is good now. Every day I spread my wings. Every day is good now. I have found my peace. Every day I fly. Every day I touch the sky. Every day is good now. I have found my peace within. Deep within. Every day I rise, every day I shine, every day I win now. I got nothing left to lose. Every day I take my chances, every day I spread my wings. They take me to brand new places where I've never been. Within. Deep within. Searching, I am not waiting for another chance. Now I found shelter for my heart. I'm gonna dance deep within, within. Spread my wings. Every day is good now. I have found my peace. Life is a celebration. Life is a liberation. And it starts so deep within. Within. Spread my wings. Every day is good now. I have found my peace. Every day I fly. Every day I touch the sky. Every day is good now. I have found my peace within. Sacrifice. Your time to realize you got everything within.
You're back on Chi Time with me, Clara Apollo, here on UK Health Radio. And just before those station messages, we heard from Louis Craig and his song Within. And he's here with me to talk about all things crystals. Well, as much as we can fit into the next 15 minutes of the show. So Louis, that's such a beautiful track. It's almost got it's got a real mantra-like quality to it. Is there
It is. Yeah, it's obviously because I come from the mantra tradition and from the meditation, and this thing of repeating things, within, it just gets you into that stage. And the thing is that I find also with this song, I broke some habit of mine that didn't serve me anymore, which was I was very self-critical and I was never really happy with myself. And through my meditation, my daily and the work with the crystals, I came to this point where I realized that everything is perfect in every moment. And that's why I start the song. I start the song with every day is good now. Every day I spread my wings. Every day is good now. I have found my peace within. So deep within. Yes. And on it goes. And every day I rise. Every day I shine. Every day I win now. I got nothing left to lose. Every day I take my chances. Every day I spread my wings. They take me to brand new places where I've never been. Within.
Within.
So deep within.
Very nice. Oh, so rich, and such an invitation for you listening to really give yourself to you, honor yourself enough to give yourself time to go within, because often this is the thing, and I think our crystals can help us with that when we have them around, and our crystals can remind us to come back into that self connection, that self nurture, because that filling our own well has got to come first before serving anybody else.
100%. I love that word, filling your own well.
Yeah.
And this is, I think a lot of people, there was two ways to go during this lockdown. And the one way is the people that, that just buy themselves some wine and sit in front of the television and just look at this thing and go, oh my God. And then there's the other people that say, I'm going to switch all this off and I'm going to meditate and I'm going to do my yoga and I'm going to do my Tai Chi. I'm going to do my stretching. I'm going to look after myself because suddenly I have the time to do that, because people never take enough time for themselves. And that's the one thing I've learned in that lockdown. It's always like, oh, I've already got to be there and I've got to do that. And suddenly there's just so much time available. And I literally, my personal transformation through that time, I don't think I have any way to describe this, my own personal transformation. I just feel happy within.
Well, yeah, and it's always there. This peace within is there for us to explore and to get in touch with. And both you and I have had many years of experience, but even so, we're talking about this now, the now moment, which is the ever eternal evolving now. So it's still a conscious choice to come back in, to return to the peace within, and that it will always serve you if you can let yourself drop into that trust that the earth will support you, that the breath will nourish you, that the heavens above will inspire you, and that your ancestors will support you and your friends. There's something about this, whatever that can help you drop into the true experience of the now moment, will take away anxiety and fear and worry, because they all exist in the past or the future.
And there is the bridge to the whole crystal magic and the whole crystal wisdom, because as soon as you bring in crystals into your meditation and into your daily practice, your whole transformation will speed up dramatically, and you'll have a much deeper experience when you sit in your meditation and you hold crystals and you suddenly connect to the earth and you feel the vibration of the crystals within. I like to show you these. Yes. I just prepared. These are very simple tools, but they are so powerful. These are my mudra meditation crystals.
Okay, so what kind of shape are they, Louis?
Basically, they are a double terminated shape, and they're cut from a Himalayan quartz crystal. And the idea was, if I just put them down, you know that in so many pictures, the Buddha is depicted with resting his hand on his thighs, and with this mudra position is where the thumb touches the index finger. And just that position alone, when you meditate, activates a very, very powerful energy flow, and it is very, very calming. But and I basically, about 15, 20 years ago, I looked at this picture of a Buddha sitting like that, and suddenly I had this vision that he's holding two crystals between right there, and like this.
Yes.
And
There's
then, you know,
conductor.
because the crystals are double terminated, the energy obviously flows both ways. So you feel, literally, you feel the energy of the crystal traveling up your fingers, traveling up your arm, and going to all the chakras, and immediately it goes like vroom.
Oh, this is so interesting, because you may not be aware of this, but this is the lung meridian line, this is the large intestine meridian line, and they are both to do with the metal element. So some magic is going on here, and I so want to play with one of those.
Serious magic. So yeah. I use these crystals, and this one is actually infused with platinum. That's why it has such amazing colors. So this is actually called an angel aura crystal. And basically, I use those in my shop, particularly with people that come in and say, I have never felt a crystal in my life.
Oh, okay. To give them an example.
Right. Well, let's try this one, you know, and what I do then is I give them the crystal to hold. It has to be held like that. And then I say, just close your eyes for a moment. And then just take a deep breath, and I just maybe turn the meditation music up a little bit. That's already playing in the shop. And I've had people dropping this crystal because suddenly they're shocked about how powerful the energy and how feelable the energy of these mudra crystals are.
So what you did there, you brought them into the now moment. And you let go of any expectation. You just said, try this. This is a beautiful way of offering people experiences. So if this is Louis' shop in Glastonbury called Stone Age, you can find out more online at stoneage.co.uk. But here we are now on Chi Time. How lucky are we? And he wants to say something else.
Can I tell you something else just while we're there? Because, you know, this is not kind of new age fluffy stuff. This is actually can be explained scientifically.
Okay.
Yes, because the quartz crystal has, and I learned that in my electronic education. That's the best thing I learned at the time, was that every quartz has a phenomenon called the piezo effect. Have you heard about this?
Yep, I have.
Yes. So the piezo effect means if you put a slightest pressure on a quartz crystal, it will emit an electrical charge. And even this slight pressure of my fingertips activates the piezo effect. And that's why I'm feeling something, because the crystal gives out an electrical charge. And
so that's so interesting, Lou, because I'm used to holding my crystals. I'd never thought of exerting, but you're right. As soon as you, this is something, this is so much fun.
Yes, also, Clara, because the main energy comes out of that termination of that crystal that you're holding.
Yeah.
So if you put your fingertip on the termination, you see, if you hold it in your hand, it's great because you absorb the energy, but you actually work with the energy of the tip if you want to direct and focus.
Exactly. So I have got a quartz crystal here. It's a single terminate, but this is the one that I've used for many, many years. And as I was showing this to Louis earlier, he was explaining, he was actually spotted just from being here on the video. So you can watch this on Chi Time TV. We do have a video version of this show. And you said that there were these little rutilations and gradients.
They're like rose lines, like you find in a tree, you know.
Yes.
They're like actually they're very similar to barcoding on a barcode.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean with that?
Yeah.
And this is information that the crystal imprinted into its matrix by growing over thousands and 10,000s and 100,000s of years. And this information you access by rubbing with the thumb over the barcode.
So would this be good to do past life work, or different levels and layers of existence if you're going through
Absolutely.
different?
I think a lot of people, particularly the Lemurians, are used to remembering past lives and tuning into your past lives.
Yeah,
Yes,
wow,
definitely.
very interesting. So,
Yeah.
could you tell us here about how we can program our crystals? Because as you mentioned, quartz crystals have got the piezo effect. They've also got the
Yeah,
programming effect, and they can magnify. But
that's
what is
right.
what is this programming of crystals? We wash our crystals in what? Should we wash them in? Do we put them
Yeah.
in out under the full moon? Tell us more about how to prepare your crystals to be really powerful tools for your development.
Absolutely. So it obviously it starts with choosing the right crystal for you.
Yes.
And this is when you go hopefully to Louis Crystal Shop, because he's got everything tweaked to perfection there. And I get a lot of people coming to my shop and they're saying, Louis, in your shop all the crystals talk to me.
There must be a problem for them.
I was
Yes.
just in another shop and no crystals talk to me. So it is about, you see, again, it is how you treat your crystals and how you communicate with them. And the intention I put in my whole shop as being a platform of transformation for people. And so it starts with the buying. You want to ideally hear this crystal sing to you. I've had this experience. I've witnessed it so many times. People walk in the shop and they walk straight up to one particular crystal and they say, wow, that's the one. Can I see that? And then there is other people that walk around for an hour and they hear all kinds of things. But once they found the right frequency that resonates with them, that's when they have found the perfect crystal.
Okay, so that's the first thing. Then would you cleanse it when you get home?
So it's that principle of people saying the crystal chooses you, not
Yeah,
you chooses the crystal. The crystal
sure.
actually recognizes your frequency when you walk in the shop, and it will put out a frequency that is like a calling out to you and say,
Yes.
I'm the one for you.
Yeah, I've been waiting for you. Where have you been? Take me home. And then, do you
And then,
suggest to do the
yes, then
the
you do
cleansing?
the cleansing, of course,
Okay.
first the purchase, then the cleansing, right? And then the cleansing, ideally, if you come to Glastonbury, it's at the Chalice Well,
Yeah, of
or at the
course.
White Spring, or at any of the other springs. Otherwise, it's under the running tap, and then maybe rinse it with a bit of spring water afterwards. But again, what you do is you feel the crystal, you communicate with the crystal. You hold it under the running water, and when the crystal tells you, I'm clean now, that's when you're done. That's how you establish the communication. You suddenly know, okay, my crystal is now cleansed, finished. I'm ready for activating and programming the crystal.
And how are we going to do this? How do we activate and program?
If I have, let me just reach out for this one. So, okay, I have purchased this beautiful, now this is a polished one. Now, this is all about clarity. That possibly was a Lemurian like yours, but
that's a double termination one, isn't it?
Yes, I do like the double terminated because, like I explained, the energy goes both ways, and it kind of forms this torus energy.
Okay.
Yeah. Can you see it? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's coming in like a torus. Anyway, so I have my beautiful crystal. At first, I connect to it visually. I look at it, I see, oh, wow, beautiful rainbow here, nice tip, beautiful termination. And then when we have made contact on a visual level, that's when I normally take the crystal into my hand like this. If you want to try that with yours, right, great. So I'm in a prayer position, and I bring this crystal to my heart. And again, I breathe, and now I connect to the crystal from my heart level with a heart vibration. I'm sending love to this crystal. And I want to feel the love coming back, the love, because this crystal is connected with all the crystals, even the ones under the earth. There's a crystal matrix. And now I'm holding this to my heart, and now I'm starting to breathe with the crystal. And I'm exchanging love, the vibration. Now there's a communication, not on a verbal level, on an emotional level. It's, I would like to invite you into my life. I would like you to help me with your magical services that you give. I would like you to help me clear any blockages, charge any chakras that need charging, and I'd like you to help me to raise my own frequency to a higher level, to a purer level, so I can then live my life to my highest potential. Now, I'm connecting with the heart. Now, at the same time, I'm now opening my third eye, and I'm starting to beam. If you want to try that, that you open the third eye, because the third eye is literally looking down to the crystal already, and then you start the connection and the activation through your pituitary gland, which literally connects directly to your higher self. So that's how I would say I would initiate the crystal. That's not even the programming yet. This is just me and the crystal connecting on a very, very deep level. This is the thing. This is the deeper you go, and the more you activate your intention at the same time, your intention. And then you're starting to put visualizations into this activation programming process. You start to visualize things that you see for your future. You look at particular goals that you have. You look at particular things you want to achieve, and you ask this crystal to help you with that. Yes, that's how to do it.
Beautiful.
You ask this crystal politely, with your heartfelt being, to help you on your spiritual path, and the crystal will do exactly that.
Oh, this is stunning. I've got so much power I can hardly speak.
Yes, you see, I have the energy of this crystal going up my arm here, and it is at the moment focusing right on my heart chakra in a way, and that's why, that's where the stillness comes in. Then, of course, if you want to go the next step forward, you can then hold the crystal to your throat chakra, and you can start to activate it through chanting, or it's like saying,
oh, let's do, yes.
Om Mani Padme Hum. Then bring it up to your third eye, for example, like this. This is beautiful. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Now bring it up to your crown chakra, right above your head. And now just breathe in, breathe the light in through the crystal into your crown chakra. And visualize how the light comes through and enters into your crown chakra, and then into, obviously, activating your pituitary gland, then going through your third eye to the throat chakra, and slowly you can combine with visualizing the colors for each chakra. So you can go indigo blue, you can go sky blue, and then breathe it in again, then clearing the heart chakra with this incredible pink ray of love and service and harmony, and then going down to the lower chakras, activating your power centers, your solar plexus, your sacral, and then coming through with deep red color to your base chakra, where it connects to our Mother Earth, that gives us all these amazing, beautiful tools to work with and to play with. And that's what I'd like to encourage you to, is to play with your crystals more, because by playing with your crystals, they will show you what to do with them.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you for this beautiful process of powering up your crystals to be your own best friends, and to be respectful to them, and then they work alongside you, they inspire you, and
Yes.
yeah, they connect you. I've had such a connection of the tourist field you mentioned, and then the connection between the middle dantian and the upper dantian. It's like that fluid, and it was like wanting to go. So that connection up to heavens and down to the earth. There's an activation of that releases the stagnation, which is what we want, as you say, the chi flow.
Yes,
Because all diseases or disorders or like
the fog will be lifted.
Exactly.
And suddenly there is clarity.
Yes.
There is another important thing I want to share with your listeners right now, and that is quartz is very, very sensitive energetically. And if you have your meditation crystals that you meditate with on a regular basis, I personally don't share them with other people.
Yes.
These are my crystals, because as the more I meditate, the more I do this with this crystal, the more we connect, and the more the crystal is tuning into my frequency, and it's tuning in my needs, and it will help me with those particular needs. As soon as I give this crystal to somebody else to hold, it will change the setting, the frequency, the programming instantly.
Right.
Okay. So there is crystals to share, and I love sharing, but then there is crystals that I just like to have them to just work with me, and I'm not kind of getting funny or egoistic with that. This is just my personal experience.
It's respect, isn't it? It's respect for the energies here.
Yes.
And you say clarity. Look, Louis, thank you so much for everything that you've shared for us here. Will you please come back again? And we will
look forward to it. The time went so quickly.
I know.
I just wanted to say maybe quickly to your listeners that if you're interested in my tools and in my meditations or in my sound healing, you can find out more about me on my website. The products are more on stoneage.co.uk, including the mudra crystals, which I think they are an incredible, they're inexpensive, and they're the best investment you can ever make in yourself.
Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah. And are you on social media as well? Can people find you?
I have on Instagram, I have a page where I promote my handmade things, my let me just show you.
And what is that called, that page on Instagram?
It's Crystal Magic by Louis.
Crystal, and that's Louis spelled L-U-I.
L-U-I, yes, very important. That's where you find my healing tools.
Oh, look at this. So now
this one is not up on my site yet. Nobody has seen this. This is called the White Isis Love Wand. That's what this one is called. But maybe in another interview we can share more about my magical tools.
That would be wonderful. And so until the next time, thank you so much, Louis, for being part of Chi Time.
Bless your day, everybody.
Yeah, thank you so much for listening. Crystal Power is on. That's the title of your new book. So
yeah, and that's my book is going to be called Crystal Power.
Crystal Power to you all. Much love.
Thank you for allowing to share some of my wisdom. Thank you.
Oh, you're so welcome. We'll see you next time. Take care.
Thank you.
Keep your chi out, my friends. See you next time. Thank you so much for listening.